everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for our very first ever Service Unit Fall Coordinator in-person training. Yay. We really appreciate you being here. We've got a lot of new and exciting things this year. We want to make sure that there's no confusion about what's going on, make sure that we're able to answer all of your questions. And we also wanted to be able to put some faces to names. We see your names on rosters. We occasionally maybe get an email from you, but we don't know who you are. So I would love to start with some introductions, and so we can kind of get a feel for the areas that everybody is in. And I kind of failed there. My name is Tanya Robinson. I'm the Product Program Manager here at Girl Scouts San Diego. And I have a number of my team members here with me, so.
Hi, my name is Madeline. I'm a Product Program Specialist, so I do the reward side of everything and the alternative program to the IRM program, and during cookies, the IRM anti-six program. I'm Mindy Guevara. Hi, Product Program Specialist. I am your service unit level support, so your program update emails you'll be getting from me, checking in to make sure you're registered, background check, all that good stuff, and then during the cookie program, I work with our Marcom and marketing and communication, social media, and our cookie booth.
So now she's going to go run and hide because she said that evil word. I do have a couple of other team members who are not here with us this evening. We kind of did a divide and conquer to use our staff resources wisely. We do have two additional specialists. Gabby Osuna, who does all of our manuals, our training. She'll be taking care of the in a nutshell communication emails out to the troops. And then, of course, the side component to that during the cookie program. And Chandra Gibson, who is our reconciliation specialist. So anything having to do with outstanding balances, finances, inventory, all of that side of it, she'll be taking care of that. So if you're emailing the reconciliation box, that's who you're talking to. And we also have Summer Payne, our product program assistant, who is in charge of materials. So if you're emailing in and saying, I need more of this, she's going to be the one getting it out to you. So that is us in a nutshell, so to speak. So if we can go around the room and see who everybody is, if you just want to give us your name.
I am with the Lilac Service Unit up and down.
Thank you for making the drive all the way down here tonight. Really appreciate it. We'll try and get you out early so that you are not driving back in the wee hours. All right. So we're going to go over a lot of new information, but before we do, just want to kind of bring everything back to the reason that we're here, which is, of course, our girls. Everything we do, both as staff and I hope as volunteers, is for the betterment of our girls and their experience. And the participation in the product programs, that's what funds their ability to do all of their activities. So just like we do at all of our board meetings, all of our staff meetings, we hope at the majority, if not all, of your service unit meetings, if we could go ahead and recite the Girl Scout promise to circle back to where we are and why we're here. Do we have a little Girl Scout? Come on, can you lead us in this? Come on. All right. Fingers up.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Here. All right. So, okay, look at that. I'm all out of order. Okay, so with that being said, Mindy.
So our purpose today is to talk about the Fall Product Program and give you everything that you need to be able to assist your troop volunteers and answer their questions, give them the support they need. If you have any questions, use your name tent to write them down. You have your notebook inside your bag. It's a little thank you from us, as well as the bag, and our vendors for doing this role. We will make time for general questions during and after the training. If you have very specific questions to your service unit, feel free to reach out to us afterwards to talk about that so that we can get through this training. We hope to get done by 8:30 or before, and that you leave well prepared, especially those first timers. You're ready to go, second timers that weren't quite sure, and that you're ready to go and you have everything. We're going to go through the handbook. The way it's built is you have your Troop Fall Manager handbook on top. Your service unit comes in a bit later. The page numbers will be here by the green trefoil to follow along. We will not be covering any Unify questions, but don't worry, our vendor is going to host some webinars for us. If you can't make the webinars, I believe I sent out the training links in the email. If not, you'll get it again tomorrow. But if you can't make them, we will record them and put them up into Unify and let you know where you guys can get them from. Okay. Let's talk about your role for a little bit. So you have page 22 talks about your before, during, and after the program and what's going on. Your agreement that you submitted or will submit online also goes over the requirements of your job. We're going to touch on a few things. Very important to be registered and have your background check renewed, which I believe at least 75% of you guys already have, so awesome. Kudos to that. Thank you so much. If you're not sure how to do that, or if you are, you can ask me or you can contact our customer care. They'll be glad to help you and walk you through that process. They'll even take the payment over the phone for you. The next thing is to train your troop volunteers. Just like we want you to be trained and knowledgeable, we want to train the troop fall volunteers so that they can train their families. We ask that you attend all your service unit meetings. We hope that you already are, talking about them, getting them excited, that this is coming, the dates that are coming up, how to reach out to you and communicate. During the program, communication is a big key, letting your troop fall managers know how to get a hold of you, how to ask those questions, responding to those emails, text, social media, however it is that you guys communicate very quickly so that they can respond to their families for the questions that they might be asking. And then we have delivery day during the program that you guys will be at. At the end, we ask that you complete the evaluation because we can improve and make the program better without having that knowledge from you on how it worked, how it didn't, and encouraging your troop volunteers to do it as well. And then distribute the rewards that are coming along. Welcome. Your bag is in the back. And your paperwork. Come on in. Yeah, in the back, All right. So as I said, your agreement also has more requirements that talk about being registered, background check. We are following suit with all other service unit roles and implementing the 3-year term. So make sure that you're finding that next volunteer who's going to take over for you in a couple years, training them, allowing them to shadow you, and creating those bonds now so that your service unit is ready for when your term is up. Attending the service unit meetings is very important as well, like we mentioned. That consistent messaging. So what we have in the handbook, what we're talking to you about from our emails, being consistent and relaying that to your troop volunteers is very key. As you know, last year we transitioned our fall sale to a fall program. We do offer this as a program to girls. While customers do purchase our product, it is a program. The girls are learning the skills, they're earning the proceeds for their troop, and gaining that money knowledge and people skills and all of that great things in this program. So spreading that word to your troop volunteers, your customers, the community, letting them know, reminding them that we are a program to benefit the girls. And then, of course, like we mentioned, training and evaluation is very important. And now Maddie's going to come up and chat with you guys. Great, so we're going to talk about materials and resources. So in front of you in your folder, you should have a handbook, your service unit bonus letter, and all of your girl materials, all of the materials that the girls get. And then the samples are for your training. So you get the honey roasted mixed nuts, barbecue flavored snack mix, and the cinnamon almonds. What materials are going to be shipped to you? So we're going to have 2 different sets of materials. So your troop materials are going to come from FedEx, and then your girl materials are going to come from UPS. The date on that is going to be the week of August 26th, but it might be a little bit delayed as stuff happens with shipping. So if it's a couple days late, don't freak out. It'll get there. And give us a call within a week or two if you don't receive them. So the resources that you have are your manager, your Unified Customer Service for any logistical online problems, and then your product program team, us, if you have any Girl Scout specific questions. And then all volunteer level agreements are all going to be online, and all the girl agreements will be with paper. So we're going to go over some important dates. If you flip to page 24 and 25, all of the dates are on there, bolded for you. Those are Service Unit Fall Coordinator specific. The start of the program is going to be Monday, October 7th, but if you haven't noticed already, we kind of shifted the program to be a little bit different to ensure that more girls can sign up for the program, make sure they're registered, and turn in agreements and things like that so they can get their troop up and started. And we recommend that the Unify webinars, that you take at least one of them if you have any lingering questions about Unify. And those are also listed on there in the month of September. We highly recommend that you establish dates and deadlines with your troops to ensure that they get everything in on time, just to make sure everything runs smoothly. Thank you, Cindy. All right, so we're on page 26 and 27. How to support your troop fall managers. Getting there. There we go. So we ask that, offer words of encouragement, share your tips and tricks. You guys have been there, or, you've either been here as a service unit for a couple of years or a troop fall manager yourself. So that knowledge that you've gained with your experience, share that along. Spread the positivity to keep it going, of all the great ways to participate in the program and why it's great for the troop and the girls to do this. Review Unify often, not just waiting to the deadline, to ensure that your troops are putting in the information they need, their bank accounts. You can also make sure that you have a contact in there. You know a troop is going to participate, but you haven't seen that they're loaded yet in there. So kind of going, hey, did you submit your agreement? Stay that communication with them to make sure it's going. And encourage that they read their weekly in a nutshell emails. Just like you receive your program update emails, they receive a weekly in a nutshell email. So encourage that they read it, forward it to them if they're not getting it, or have them contact customer care if they repeatedly each week are not receiving it. Yeah.
Are we getting it at the same time that they are?
You should be, yes.
Okay.
All right. And Tanya would like to talk to you about bonus.
Who wants free money?
Right?
This
Bring
service
it.
unit can benefit from $100.
Yeah.
All right, so what I want you to do, if you're going to go ahead and hit that next one, what I want you to do is I want you to go out and recruit some troops to participate. Inside your folder, you have a service unit bonus letter, and it is outlining what needs to happen in order for me to give you $100. And I really want to give away money. Trust me, I do. We just need to increase the number of girls participating in the fall program. What we're finding is that in most service units, less than 50% of the girls participate. So if you happen to open your service unit letter and it says that you need to increase by 20%, which that's a really scary number, 20%, oh my God, that's really big. Some service units, that means I need 10 more girls participating. 10 more girls is one brand new Daisy troop that you need to reach out to and remind them that fall program participation, super easy, super fun. There's a lot of cool stuff coming that the girls haven't talked to you about yet. You really want to do this and you're earning money for your troop. Come on. You get those 10 girls or whatever your number happens to be for your service unit, we're gonna ACH $100 back to you at the end of the season. So please, 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 I really wanna give you money.
Yeah. And how can you find these troops? Because we hear that unfortunately some service units, they're not coming to you and they're not coming to your monthly meetings. So you have wonderful, great service unit managers, like standing back there from your Mesa. They have a roster of the troop contacts that you can ask for to reach out to them. If you're not the service unit cookie coordinator, some of you are the dual jobs, but if you're not, reach out to your service unit cookie coordinator, ask who their troop cookie managers were the year before. Reach out to them and say, hey, is your troop participating? Here's all the great reasons why you should. Pick up the phone call and call them. Sometimes they respond better than an email, or text them. We find we're starting to text here in our offices with you volunteers, and sometimes that's a lot quicker. So try that. Email, whatever works. Just try to reach out to them and see if they want to participate. So not only do you guys as a service unit get this extra bonus, but they get troop proceeds that they might not know of. Because funny thing is, I will talk to troops in the front office so many times and bring up the fall program, and they're like, what is that? They have no idea. So that's why we're trying to get it out there, spread the word. This great thing is out there for them to earn these startup funds, and the girls start learning their skills to get.
And the public doesn't know about this program either. And I just onboarded a bunch of new team members, and every single person that I interviewed over the course of the past year, not a single one of them had heard of the fall product program before. Now, they knew Girl Scouts, but they didn't know this existed. So help us get that word out there so that our troops can be earning more money.
And then we know that in your service units, there are also individually registered members. For the fall product program, you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to train them, send them their emails, reminders, or any of that. We will take care of that for you. Maddie actually here handles our IRM program and handles the training, the emails, make sure that they're submitting their order. The only thing that we will ask, and unless Stacy, of course, she as an IRM parent loves to train her, so she does it, so if you want to, let us know. But we might ask if you do have an IRM in your service unit to facilitate delivery days, because we are spread out amongst many warehouses. We can't facilitate that for them. So we might reach out to you or to one of the regional managers to facilitate that for us. All right, and late starting troops can start all the way up until Thursday, November 21st. So when the order card orders are done online, they can still participate. And if they don't want to mess with the money going to the bank, they don't want to mess with the order cards, they want it simple and clean, tell them to wait till afterwards, and then all the girls have to do is send out the emails or sign up and just send those emails out. Don't even take the order card orders and start early. But they can start up until that date. You don't have to train them all the way up until that date. We have a wonderful online training that we're building right now and getting it ready for you guys to give to them so they can do the online training instead of meeting with you guys. And then you can answer questions when you give them any materials, or if they're doing it afterwards, have that chat with them, a little coffee break or something, to answer any questions they might have. If you have any volunteers that want to take our online training, they can complete the interest form that's at our website, sdgirlscouts.org/quick start. You can also get to it from our fall on our website. All right. When you get ready to start planning your in-person training, if you choose to do so, we ask that you schedule your training with enough time for the troops to be able to train their families and get their girls so that they're all well prepared and equipped to get started when it starts. We have this lovely outline on page 28 and 29 for you to review before you do your your in-person training. Write down some notes on the pages that you're going to go over. Use it as a guide. We've highlighted in the Troop Fall Manager portion of your handbook some really important stuff. The entire handbook is important, but we trust that our volunteers will read this. So when you're training them in person, if you only say those highlighted words, then you're good. Really point those parts out, but really tell them they need to read it, because at signing the agreement, I can't remember which one of you chose not to sign your agreement because you didn't have the handbook, which was Fantastic, because now you have it, you can read it. The same with the volunteers. When they submit that agreement, they're signing that they've read this and they understand it. So your training lets them know that. All right, so we're going to start into our handbook. Okay, so we're going to flip to page 2, flip forward to page 2. And we're going to go over the Troop Fall Manager Program timeline. So before the program, we want to make sure that they're registered and background checked. We want to make sure that they have the volunteer roles selected in the opportunity catalog, and as well as they have a time and date to train families.
Bless you.
During the program, we want to ensure that they are encouraging girls to participate. This also helps with service unit bonus and reminding families of certain deadlines that they need to meet, and distributing products and any girl materials as needed. At the end of the program, we would like for them to complete the evaluation that is going to come through the In a Nutshell emails, as well as the wrap up with you all and distribute patches and rewards. Does anyone have any questions on that? Cool. Okay, so the fun part. So what's new? So we have a new pricing structure. So a lot of the items that we value the most have raised in price. Our most premium items are at $9 now, but we will review all of these in the next few slides. So I'm just going to run through this list. And all proceeds will stay the same. So door-to-door marketing is allowed now, so girls can go market to their in their neighborhood only. I know last year they're not allowed to go door to door. There's 7 new varieties that we'll go over in the next few slides. And then there is a new tin. There's a Girl Scout uniform tin, one of the tins. And then the Spectral Snowflakes Holiday tin is this one.
That's not a mouthful or anything.
I know. Oh, yes.
Got one around.
Here, I can pass this one. There, and then I'll pass this one over here. The My Patch creation is going to be $350 in total sales. So last year it was online sales only. Now it is $350 in total sales. Great. Fiona the Fawn plush. So we have a new reward item. This is the plush. Her name is Fiona. This is the actual size of the plush. And this is for 75 plus packages. Items. Can't say packages, but yes, I will pass this around too.
That's an automatic, like they can't opt out of that and get money?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awful cute though.
There's a 2019 to 2020 product program patch, so we're recognizing the girls who participate in both programs, and we'll go over the specifications for that in the next few slides. There's a Unify enhancement, as there usually is every year. This year, I think one of the key ones is that, on the emails, right, on the emails, every email they send is going to be for girl delivery, so you don't have to click the little button anymore.
So last year it was you had to opt in to get girl delivery for your customers to have it. This year it's automatic. You have to opt out if you want Grandma in Alaska to not be able to choose girl delivery.
There's not going to be any processing fees for girl delivered orders. And then the Customer Unify landing page is a little bit easier to understand where to go. And then the service unit bonus, as Tanya mentioned before.
Free money.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Can you go back to that?
Yeah.
So there's no processing fee. You're saying if a customer goes online, they pay with a credit card, and they want it girl delivered, there's no fee.
Correct.
Okay. And then the other thing was when girls went in and put in their order, they had to toggle, there was a toggle to make it so it's girl delivered.
When they sent the email to the customers, correct? They
Okay.
don't have to do that anymore.
That's what I wanted.
This
Okay.
year, they're toggling if they don't want to offer
Okay.
girl delivery.
That's big.
That was, and trust me, you guys give feedback on the system, both for fall and cookies, and we listen. Our vendors don't necessarily like me all the time, because I'm very vocal with their tech teams, in order to get the system to work the way that is best for you, for your troops, and for the girls.
All right, so these are the items that are $9. So both of the tins, and the honey roasted mixed nuts, those come in like a jar that's like 1 pound, which is awesome. And in that one, it's a little bit similar to the other honey roasted peanuts, but this one has cashews, almonds, peanuts, and pecans with a touch of honey.
Samples are on the back table.
Yes, please help yourself, yeah. These products are gonna be $8, so we have, some favorites. So the whole cashews with sea salt are new, and also the cinnamon almonds. Did anybody try those?
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay.
They're so good.
And then the
It's a
chocolate covered
thin-
almonds.
It's a thin mint. But you need to go try it.
Samples on the back table.
These products, the deluxe pecan clusters are coming back, and then the English butter toffee we had, and then dark chocolate caramel caps, and then the peanut butter bears are $7. These are all the rest of the items, so these are all $7 as well. The barbecue flavored snack mix is also in the back. Well, all of these are, but so you have to try those.
Can you go back one? Because these pictures aren't in the book, in our research.
No, well, and these ones are not.
I got it.
Okay. Okay, so where does all the money go that we get for fall product programs? So 45% of it goes to the cost of the product in the program, 32% goes to service to girls, and 23% goes to troops. And this, I think, is also in the handbook.
Maddie, can you talk a little bit about what Service to Girls encompasses?
Yeah, so Service to Girls is financial aid, Girl Scouts San Diego activities, and our facilities. And then Troops is financial aid, any activities that they do, service projects, things like that. And then the cost of the product in the program is self-explanatory.
You'll get us done as a vendor.
Yeah. Okay, so rewards. So this is the patch this year, so it's 5+ products. You earn the Create Your Own Patch GSSC 2019 Fall Product Program. When you sell 25+ products, you get the leaf that says 25+, and so you add it onto the patch.
If you remember the bird patch from a couple of years ago, this is the same style.
So 35+ products is the acorn patch, and then 350 total products ordered is the My Creation patch, and this is what they look like. The Fawn plush that is being passed around is 75+ products, and then the online patch is 15 emails sent through Unify. Okay, so this is the 2019-2020 product program patch. If many of you didn't know, this is the butterfly is the mascot for cookies, so it's kind of an add-on. It's really cute. And they'll earn this if they get 225 the package level during cookies, and then they get the My Creation patch for fall.
So any girl that earns My Creation in the fall will be eligible, and we'll be communicating with them, reminding them that they should be striving in cookies to reach the 225 level, and if they do, then they'll get the exclusive product program patch.
So they get that one after cookie season.
Yeah, so they'll get it with their cookie rewards. And I think it's a larger patch too. It's a pretty large patch. I forgot the dimensions, but yeah, it's pretty large. Good size. And then if you could make sure to point out in the Troop Fall Manager handbook, there is a typo on that patch. It says 220 because our stuffed animal used to be at 220, I believe.
We were
Couple
considering
years
moving
ago.
it down to 220 this year to be aligned with 2020, and
Yeah.
that plan got nixed.
So, it is 225, basically, if they earn the stuffed animal, and the My Patch Creations, they get that. So, it was.
In your handbook, it's correct. In the one that's being shipped to you for troop fall managers, it is incorrect.
That's right. We caught it before we printed your handbook in-house, so, but on their page 7, just make that note that it says 220.
Really quick before you move on from products.
Sure.
Do you want to explain why the almonds are different, like the thin ones are different from the chocolate?
Sure. Can maybe Tanya, because I was that volunteer.
She wasn't at the section. All right, so there's two different kinds of almonds, and one is a dark chocolate, one is a milk chocolate, and they have gone through two different kinds of processing. So when you open the Thin Mint almonds, a lot of them, you're gonna see in little clumps of 2 and 3, and it looks like, you know, chocolate was just drizzled onto them. Maybe the pan was shook up and they were thrown into, a container. But, the first time that anybody opens them, what we're gonna do, they're like, did these melt? No, they didn't. It's from the way that they were produced. They are those are an enrobed process where they just put it in a pan, dump chocolate on it. And then the other almonds, the traditional milk chocolate almonds that are nice and shiny, those are what is called panned, where it's on a constant rotation, kind of like a cement mixer, to coat them. So if you're hearing from customers or girls, when you open your samples at your service unit trainings and you're looking at those Thin Mint almonds that are in little groups of 2 and 3, it's okay, they didn't melt, we promise.
It also changes the finish. The ones that go through the process will be shiny, and then the ones that just have chocolate drizzle will look like a matte, almost like a white powder finish. That is exactly that helps you.
So thanks for asking that question. All right, so basic facts and standards for troop call managers on page 8. They're Girl Scouts just like them, and you guys need to be registered, and the families need to submit a participation agreement for the girls to participate. Families must be, and the troop, in good standing and with no unresolved business matters with the council. All troops must have a troop call manager who has completed training and submitted that agreement. If they don't submit that agreement, they're not going to have access to Unify, which is why that's so important.
Sometimes we get a list of troops that are not allowed to sell. Are we gonna get something like that?
No, so thank you for asking that. The ineligible to participate list is no longer, you guys need to worry about that. We are taking that on for you and communicating with the troops themselves on if they aren't able to and why and how we can fix that. What you guys can do is pull a roster from Unify to find out what troops are participating and have a volunteer. So if they're not in there, they either haven't gone through training, haven't submitted that agreement, or we're working with them to get things resolved.
Girls who are ineligible for whatever reason are not loaded into the system.
Yeah, so if you hear from a troop that says, my girl's not in there are steps in the handbook of what to do. There's a couple things, check with customer care first, make sure she's registered and all that, and then customer care knows if there was an issue with an ineligible, they can kick it to us or the correct department. Let's go back here real quick, I'll get you fixed.
Does the troop have to have their financial?
No.
So I just want to clarify, you just said we can pull the roster from Unify to show which of our TFMs have signed the agreement and trade, we don't have to go through.
Correct. We've asked for a roster from the vendor, and so there's going to be one that you guys can pull that has the troop and what their volunteer role is. I believe it's going to have, was it fall that's just going to have the date stamp?
Yep, last time they logged in.
Last time they logged in. So you can find out.
Real-time update, we don't have to wait.
Correct. It's in there because we'll be uploading volunteers into there often. All right. So if you're, like I mentioned, if your troop needs help, the girls need help getting started, registering, any of that, customer care is waiting and willing to help and walk them through that. Safety first, like with everything, which is why we ask you guys to be registered, have that background check because of the safety. So adults should be with their girls, walking them through this when they're out door to door, especially since this is new and they're going a couple houses down. Make sure that the adults have that supervision with them. Please, yes?
I'm sorry, last year I had a girl that she had no troop manager, and she was able to just give her email out, and people ordered the very last minute. I didn't realize it until like last day, and I went, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to stop them from not, if they don't have anyone to do?
No. So all girls who are registered for the 2020 membership year are loaded into the system so that they can get ready and they have that unified welcome email right away. We are trying to monitor that to make sure that there aren't girls without troops participating, so we can reach out to them and say, hey, do you want to go through our IRM program so that you can actually get your girl delivery items on delivery day? We're monitoring that. You can pull reports as well if you like to and cross-reference and help us with that, but we should be monitoring that first. So make sure that the girls know no advanced ordering, so that day after training, I don't want that email popping up in my inbox of a picture of an order card at an office. So please stress to them, no early ordering. Please wait till the start of the program on that Monday to take the order card to work, pass out to your family and friends, meet with them, and that kind of thing. So who are the customers? So before it was family and friends, and you know, some people you may know, your friends, your close friends. We have expanded that a little bit to your close neighbors, because we know, for me, when I lived on a cul-de-sac, I knew everyone. They were my friends. We would have parties and we would get together. So we're allowing girls to be able to talk to those neighbors and walk, you know, a few doors down. Can they walk like a mile away, 3 blocks down, 2 blocks? No, please keep it to the neighbors that are around you. It's not cookies. We don't want to see them at booths. We do want to keep this very simple sale for our volunteers, because we know many of them do the cookie and fall roll, so we don't want to make it stressful, which is why we still want to keep it very close. And we also don't want to, while we want the public to know this exists because it's a great way for the girls in the troops, we don't want to overwhelm them with our stuff. Online marketing, so you can see on page 8, that is all yellow, so it's very important during the cookies and the fall, and want to make sure it gets out there, review it with them. There is a GSUSA Internet Safety Pledge that girls can review. It's not something they submit or anything, but it should be a conversation that while you're training the parents, maybe the leader's going over this with the girls and talking to them about how to be safe. Girls who are under 13 will use their parents' social media account, use their email for Unify. Girls who are over 13 are able to use their own email and their own social media accounts if they have them, if their parents are allowing them to do so. All social media accounts must be private. So please let them know that all social media accounts must be private, just like cookies. We don't want to send out, you know, the link to a bunch of strangers and, you know, he blasted it out to all his followers, and then the parents are like, who are all these people I have to go deliver to? It's unsafe for my girl. It's not great. And, you know, it's not good for the Girl Scouts and those other councils that are trying to promote their program at the same time. So please keep it private. But just like cookies, we are rolling this out and letting it follow. We know it takes time to make habits, so we can't spend the time monitoring it, nor do we ask you guys to. We just ask to remind them. If we find that the link gets out there and it's blasted and it's gone viral, GSU would say, well, that's a digital cookie, but we will be able to lock it down. So we will monitor. We will be able to see that and tell if someone's getting like a gazillion email blasts and hits and stuff. So, all right. So the Troop Fall Manager resources. They have their handbook, their Bible, everything, just about everything is in there. Unify's in here, all that good stuff. The videos will be in Unify, so at least it tells them where to get more information, like Unify and that green trefoil. Just please point this out to them, that information button, have them check it often. That's where we're going to store the archives of the In a Nutshell. That's where their Unify videos are going to be. There's links in there. The girl materials are in there. Everything is in that place. So let's start creating those habits to get them into that green trefoil. The In a Nutshell emails, like we mentioned, those are a great resource. They have deadlines in them. They have reminders. Sometimes it could even say forward to your families and remind them, and here are some steps on how to enter your order cards, or at least a link to tell them where to find those steps. Yes.
So for the IRM, they're gonna have their IRM in a nutshell, and the regular troops will have the.
Correct. They'll have their two separate ones, because as an IRM, they're as a girl in a family participating, so it's different steps for them. They have the sdgirlscouts.org/fall for the families. This is where we put all of the girl materials on here. For Troop Fall Manager, we really want to push them to that green trefoil. That's where we keep their handbook and the troop level resources. We are gonna, I believe, try and have the archives of the In a Nutshell on our website, but we do have to work with the other department to upload it, so it might not be as quickly as Unify. So we really want to push them to Unify as the troop and keep the fall website very girl-friendly and customer-friendly. What Can a Girl Do is a great resource from our vendor. They have all kinds of fun activities for girls to do, additional girl resources on there. It's a cool website, so have them check it out. By the time you do train, I believe it will be onto the fawn. Right now it has a dog, but that's okay. Those are some great resources as well. Unify Customer Care Service. So if they have a question, they forgot their password, they need to reset it. I can't do that. Our team can't do that. But there's an 800 number in here that can. There's an email as well, but the 800 number is great. I even call it when I have a Troop Fall Manager on the phone and says, I can't do this. I'll pop on the other line and try to get a hold of and answer at the same time. So we're even calling that 800 number to get our questions asked. If the families know that they received that My Patch creation and they're like, when is it coming? What do I do with it? The program has ended and I haven't gotten it yet. Call that 800 number. They can check up the status on it. We can't. That being said, they will get an email once they earn it. They should look out for that email first. But even that email, we can't re-trigger it. So call that 800 number that's in the box. And then most importantly, their resource is you. I love this one. Sorry. Look at this excitement. Share this excitement. Have fun. But you are their resource. So let them know how they can communicate with you. Make sure that you're communicating with them on all kinds of avenues. Please don't assume that everybody's on social media, and so that's the only way they can get answers from you. There's people out there that are still not using social media, and that's perfectly fine. So please make sure that they can email you, text you, let them know your response time. You know, if you're working in the mornings and you're not going to be able to answer emails, I've seen some service unit volunteers put a signature line in their emails and say, hey, I will respond to you within this amount. Set those expectations with them when you're training with them and talking with them about how you're going to get back to them and when. That way, if they email you 10 minutes later, you don't respond to them, they're calling us and going, she didn't call me back. Let them know on when you can, because you guys are the boots on the ground, their resource, especially when it's after business hours and we're not here and they can't get a hold of us. So, all right, Maddie's going to continue on. Okay, so we're going to talk about parent and girl training. So if you want to go to page 10, there. Okay, so Troop Fall Managers should pick a time and place for training, as I said before, and all of the materials that they should receive is on the right-hand side of that page. We really want them to encourage participation, to help fund their troops. Even if they're new troops, it's a good starting point for funds. And they can pay for troop travel, troop activities. Troop proceeds are still going to be $1.75 per nut chocolate item, regardless of product price, and $3 per magazine subscription, which is really great. And the girls learn the 5 business skills: goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. I always get that. So TFM should remind parents that how customers can order from a girl. So all online orders are paid online. Don't add online orders to order card orders. Parents are responsible for entering order card orders by deadline, and girls can only collect money from customers when the product is delivered, not beforehand. And that is for order card orders only. So Unify, we're not going to touch base on Unify tonight, but we do encourage you to take one of those webinars in September.
And the troops can too, so we'll be sending out those links so they can register for them. But again, if they can't, they're recorded, and we will upload those webinars. But they're a great resource if the troops aren't comfortable using it, don't know where to find things. Our vendor puts on a nice webinar for them.
And the gentleman who is kind enough to host our webinar for us this year is actually the head of the Unified Development Team. So it's not our just vendor partner. We've got the head guy doing our questions and answers for us this year.
And if they miss the webinar time, they can always watch the recording.
All right. And leave both of them up there. Okay, so delivery day. Delivery day is probably the most labor-intensive piece of your job for the season. Sorry, it happens on one day. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice. It's going to be November 16th, so maybe it should be a little bit cooler than, it has been lately. This is kind of nice thing. What we want you to do as service units, obviously we want you to plan ahead. Now, Unify is getting really good about doing some cool stuff, but it is still missing one key factor, and that is how to schedule troops for pickup time. That is not there yet. So it is up to you to figure out how you're going to sign up troops. We're going to give you, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to tell you where you're delivering out of and what your time window is. So, Stacy, since I pretty much know that you're delivering out of Chipman and you're going to be there from 9 to 1, it's up to you to figure out how are you going to sign your troops up. How long do you need to give each troop? Do they need 10 minutes? Do they need 15 minutes? How many troops can you facilitate at one time? All of that's up to you. Doesn't matter to me what you do. Work with your team. But you got to figure out how are they going to sign up. Do they need to email you? Are you going to create a Google Doc? Are you going to use Sign Up Genius? What does that look like? Please plan ahead so that you can tell people how the heck they're going to do it. On the day of delivery, you need to bring you're going to need to bring your delivery tickets, which if you would like us to print those for you, we are more than happy to. You just need to email us far enough in advance so that we can send them. You need to count. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you count your product 2, maybe 3 times if necessary. 104, 105, count it again. Get it right, because your service unit is financially responsible for whatever you have signed off on. If it's not right, take it up with the warehouse. You are going to have your troops sign saying that they got what they are supposed to, which is going to be from your count, and you need to save those delivery tickets. I actually need those back. So please hand them off to your regional manager, mail them in to us, drop them off, whatever, but I do need them back because I've got to trace chain of custody of product from the warehouse to the troops, and that is done saying that Judy's troop, she signed, she took 200 products. I have a piece of paper that says that she got it. So you're on the hook. Now, for those of you who are maybe in a more remote location or have historically had a delivery time that you maybe don't like,
if you are interested in hosting a remote delivery, so Brandy, if you want to host out of the elementary school again, I just need to know that that's what you want to do. I can't guarantee that everybody who asks for a remote delivery is going to be able to get one. My agents are not going to be able to deliver out to 43 service units all on Friday, but I can get a lot of you. So please get me that information sooner rather than later, and we'll be able to coordinate. So if you want to do one again this year, by all means, just let me know. Otherwise, once we know who our agents will be and those warehouse locations, I'll be slotting people in for their standard times. So you're going to want to talk to your troops when you're training them. Really talk to them about the importance of delivery day, accounting, keeping good care of your product. Plan ahead. Do not come to delivery day and think that, oh, I'm going to pick up my products and then I'm going to go to lunch. No, you're going to have peanut butter bear soup. You will. It's not fun. And we can't do anything about it if that happens. So you need to make sure that your troops understand, pick up your product, go home, put it in your garage or your living room or whatever that safe place is, and then distribute it to the troops or to the parents. They need to count those products. They need to look at the product and make sure it's in good shape. So when you see a dented can of salsa mix, they need to tell you on the spot, on delivery day, that I have this dented can, I do not want a dented can, please fix this dented can. And then you guys need to go to the warehouse agent on site and say, I need to exchange this can. So they have some extra stock for damages. In the event that they run out, please ask the troop to take those damaged products with them, and I need an email on delivery day. Troop 6641 had 2 cans of damaged chocolate-covered almonds. The warehouse didn't have extras, and we're going to be able to replace that out of our limited extra stock before we put stock in the store. Remote deliveries is going to be the same thing, but ideally when we do remotes, we do ask that our agents get you nothing but clean, good condition products.
Something inside of boxes.
Exactly. The missing peanut butter bears. All right. Again, remove that product from your vehicles immediately. Cannot stress that enough to troops. If they open their chocolates and they are there's white on them, it's what's called bloom. It is a natural thing that happens when there's temperature shift in chocolate. Our chocolate is guaranteed to get here in good condition. It comes by refrigerated truck. It stays out of the sun. So if there's any melting, any bloom that's happening, that's on part of, we're considering that responsible for the troop or the consumer. So make sure, get it out of your car quickly. All right?
We're ahead of schedule with this, which is awesome. So any questions so far? Yeah. Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
What is considered participation? In the past, it's been like 5 cans.
So we don't have a limit on how they can participate. We do say 5 cans because you get the participation patch.
I know that'll be a question, that's why.
But I don't think
Reaching the level of the participation patch, that's what we call it for cookies. Okay. So a girl is considered to participate if she reaches that patch.
Okay. And then will banking info be pre-filled in Unify if they participated last year?
Yep, so they just have to double check and make sure it's correct.
And then for magazine sales, does that go into their total sales to earn the patches and the stuffed animal, or is that separate?
So that's all, it's all product.
It's all product?
All of it.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep.
And then my last one is, do you know when the launch email will be sent to the girls?
Yeah, I believe it's one of our dates. Wednesday, October 2nd.
They usually send that launch email.
Before that?
Yeah, like they say you can get in on the 2nd.
No, the launch email is your ability to get into the system so that you can preload.
Mm-hmm.
The season starts on October 7th. Okay. So the girls are getting in a week before, troops are getting in a week before the girls, and U.S. service units and regional managers are getting in a week before the troops.
To the 2nd.
Other questions? Awesome.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
So the online, the TFMs that opt for the online training, are we gonna get emails again, like saying this person completed online, or do we just keep running the reports of the leaders that have signed their agreement?
So what you're gonna get is everyone will receive a email confirmation when a troop fund manager submits their agreement. So if you know you didn't, train that person and you got an agreement, that means they completed their online training. They can also, show you the completion email that they will receive as well from finishing it, but basically, once they're done with the training, they can't get to that agreement without completing the training. So, I know with you having so many troops, that might be difficult, but if you can cross-reference with the roster you have, or those agreements that you're getting, that would be great.
And then, I just wanted to make a suggestion, and a lot of you having done this for many years probably already do this, but, you were talking about how making sure that people understand their roles. And when I do my training, the first thing I do is I walk them through what the role is of the, before they sign the agreement. I walk them through the agreement saying what you're agreeing to.
I like that. Perfect, that's great, yeah, that's good, good feedback. And
I also just want to make a comment. I always recommend that all of us go through the online training, because I know that when my people go through it, they're the people that have the most questions. Just so you know what it is they're learning. Might be something's missing. It's just, it's not the same as face-to-face.
Sure, yeah, they don't get to ask those kind of questions right on the spot. But if you do find you're getting questions, shoot them our way, like a list of frequently asked questions. That way we can answer them in a nutshell email, or we can make note to put it into training if it wasn't so clear. Absolutely. All right. All right, so we're on page 16, Money Matters. So we have a zero tolerance policy for misuse funds, including failure to submit payment. So please make sure that they understand that they are accepting responsibility for handling the money and safekeeping of those receipts, which we'll get to. Girls collect payments for order card orders when the customer has product in hand, no prepayments. That way, if a customer is purchasing the items online and it's paid online, and then a girl, they try to give the girl money too, it gets confusing. So please, when they have their order card in hand and the product and they're giving it, that's when they should be exchanging the money. And then proceeds belong to the troop, not to the individual girls. So it is a troop conversation of what they're going to do with those proceeds, how they're going to spend it, making those goals, and it stays within the troop. And of course, receipt. These are very, 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 very important. We talk about this in cookies very heavily, and we want to start doing it here at fall as well, because creating those good habits now will get those parents ready for cookie season to remember to sign these receipts every time product and money is exchanged. So it's very, very important to start this, let them know when they exchange with their parents, their leaders, their treasurers, the bank, and Maddie's going to go through, I think right now, a little bit about how receipting is. Yeah, and that role. Alrighty, so we're going to go over the financial responsibility while using receipts. So we start with the troop accepts products from the warehouse. So the troop is responsible. Then it goes to the troop fall manager, who distributes the product to the parent. And the parent is responsible with a completed receipt from the troop fall manager. To the parent hands money to the TFM. The troop fall manager is responsible with completed receipt from a parent. And then the troop fall manager deposits money in troop bank account. So the troop is responsible with a completed receipt from the bank. Does anyone have any questions on that?
I have a question. It's because I removed it from the slide. Because it was looking a little bit bulky. Sorry, Maddie, I apologize. But if the TFM gives the money to the leader to deposit money in the bank, do they have to complete a receipt for that?
I would.
Yes. If they give it to the treasurer to deposit into the bank, do they need a receipt? Yeah. Every time that money with any volunteer or parent, guardian needs a receipt.
What happens if I don't get a receipt when I give that money to the treasurer?
The treasurer went to Mexico.
And then when the treasurer did that, who has to pay the bill back to the troop?
Person who didn't write the receipt.
Exactly.
Yep.
Please send this home to them too. This diagram is great. Yeah, it's in your handbook, share it with them. They gotta get it. Okay, so troop proceeds and council payments, this equation for troop proceeds. So the product proceeds, which is the nut chocolate candy unit plus the magazine proceeds, equal to total troop proceeds. And this is also in the handbook, so it's a little easier to understand if you want to go through it yourself. So the council payments, so your total amount due for your order card products minus the troop proceeds, which is calculated above, is the council payment or refund. So it's the payment or the refund. There's one important thing. Why would they get the refund?
Online orders only.
Yes, So if you have a troop that only does online orders,
Or,
then you will strictly get just a refund.
or more online
Yes,
than
more online
paper.
than paper.
Please stress to your troops, really try to go over this. And if you start getting questions, that's a really great opportunity to fire out an email to all troops of, I've been hearing a couple questions. A lot of troops think that those online payments are supposed to be shuttling through their bank accounts. And they come here to council and we reduce the amount that they're owed or push those extra back to them. But if somebody purchases a 1995 magazine subscription, a lot of troops expect to see that 1995 land in their bank account, and that's not how it works. So please help them understand that it's just a reduction, and the system is automatic on it.
Yeah. So anything ordered online, even if it's girl delivered, has to be paid for online. Yes, correct. Okay, so outstanding balances. So as Mindy kind of mentioned before, do not use troop proceeds to cover any debt. Contact parent to discuss balance. Document all communications and complete online form for your specific outstanding balance. Paperwork should be completed with agreement, receipt, and any communications that you've had so far, and documenting all communications, so your receipts and things like that. For any unfortunate situations, please provide the police and fire reports and the insurance claims, and everything is on a case-by-case basis with us. Okay, and I believe this is Mindy.
Yeah, I get to bring it home. Look at that, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. I love the fall poker.
All right, so wrap up for TFM. The rewards are automatically calculated in Unify, so there's not that submit button. It automatically goes. We want them to remember to print that T1 report for records, because many times when it comes down to doing the financials, the Unify shut down for troop hall managers, and so they're reaching out to us, to Cassie, to anyone they can to get that report from them. So if they print it in advance, print a copy for them and for their treasurer, then they're squared away for their financials. They'll need to turn in any paperwork that Maddie just talked about to you guys. All that documentation, the online, when they do an outstanding balance online, they will get an email confirmation, and so they would turn that into you guys. And then complete that evaluation, because like we said in the beginning, we can't make the program better unless we know how it went for you guys and for them. For you guys, your wrap-up is to remind TFMs of their deadline. They'll get it in their emails from us.
they'll have it in their handbook, but also you guys reminding them that, hey, this is coming up, guys. Don't forget, your money's due. Make sure you deposit. Make sure you're talking with your parents to get that payment and having that communication. You will turn in any paperwork and your delivery tickets to your regional manager. Please, 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 after delivery day, keep those delivery tickets. If you think they might get lost, pop them in the mail, drop them off at a service unit, a service center with your service unit name on it to give to us, or hand them over to your regional manager for safekeeping. That's why they have these lovely binders, so they can store that paperwork for you guys. But we do need that back. Like Tanya mentioned when she was going over delivery day, she has to follow that chain, and so without your delivery tickets, it's kind of hard to figure out where that product went properly. So please save those paperwork and turn them in. You can recycle your program materials, everything that's dated, theme related, we can't use next year. Keep those envelopes. You might need them for your patches. You can always turn them back into us, just in case we have a shortage. I had one year. I do. I had a shortage one year. I will never forget it. It was horrible. Those troops want their envelopes, especially during the cookie season. If I have to use a fall one, we will. So please, keep them, use them, turn them in. We don't expect you guys to store them forever, so feel free to turn them in. Complete the evaluation, and then what I failed to put on the board is distribute those lovely rewards. That nice, lovely fawn, make sure it gets to those girls and troops along with those patches pretty quickly. When you get them so that they can turn around and give it to their girls and families. Saddest thing is when we come to cookie season and they're like, I never got those patches. Where did they end up? What happened to them? And then we have to hunt them down or remind them that they didn't go to their service unit meeting. So if they're not coming to your meeting, they're not coming and picking them up, send them that email, text reminder. You know, you're always welcome to. If you still have them after a month or so, maybe 2 months, whatever it takes, turn them in to us, and we'll start to bug them and remind them to, those girls want them on their back. So please.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the season,
You know, summer does. Summer does. Yep, she's cleaning our store. She's getting things all ready. She does. She'll take them. So make sure you, distribute those and get all of that all wrapped up and complete that evaluation. Was there something? I felt like there was something I had and I was going to say and I didn't. So. All right, so last chance for questions, general questions. Yes, Stacy, take it away. Oh.
Not currently questioned, not currently answer.
That's a someday it would be really fun.
I would agree with you.
I would agree. Of one every year. I don't even get it. Any other questions? General questions? If you have service unit questions specific, like on delivery day or anything, feel free to come catch us. Yeah.
So I don't get that. Because I have a question. I heard that the $1.75, they have like 6 packs of them. You'd still get $1.75 if you bought 6 packs. That's 6 of it individual.
So it's they get the $1.75 on the product, no matter the price of the product. That includes the gift bags that they buy online. If they go online, they get all kinds of other products and goodies and sets like that. That is true. So a way to girls can talk to their customers is like, hey, if you're looking at those gift bags, maybe buy them individually, help our troop out, go to the dollar store, put them in a bag, the girl can do it. Have them talk about why they would need to. That's a lovely 5 skills, business skills that, that teaches them. So, yeah.
Me? Okay.
Yes, Pam.
I just want to confirm, troops that participate in the fall product program, they must also participate in cookies.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
Okay.
That is correct. So if a troop participates in the fall, they need to participate in cookies. And if they want to do a money earning project, they need to participate in both. So, which I'm still working on that. But any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. It was great to see all your faces. I look forward to emailing with you, and just thank you and have a great fall.
Thank you.
It's done and look at 40 minutes early. Do we say thank you?
No.